Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to do a classic fall/autumn makeup tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be playing with some classic redhead staple colours. We've got some golds going on, we're going to have some warm browns, we're going to have a nice kind of terracotta-y lip. I don't feel like I've done a specific look for autumn yet on my channel, so I thought today would be a good time. I've been playing with a few different products that are very autumnal and I've kind of reviewed quite a few, but I haven't like done a specific makeup tutorial. So that's why we're here today. Do let me know what you would like to see down below. I don't have as much time for filming at the moment as I would normally like to, and in the run up to Christmas I'm sure that, you know, everything's going to be really busy, so I may not be able to film as much as I would like to, but please do anyway leave your suggestions down below so that I can see what people want to see and try and make my content as tailored to you guys as possible. And yeah, let me know how you're doing. It's been a while. I did also want to just say thank you so much for your support, subscribing. I did recently hit 10,000 subscribers, which is a massive milestone for me. Just, yeah, thank you for your ongoing support. I know I am not the most consistent YouTuber. Just to know that people like connect with it and enjoy it really like gives me the drive to keep going. So thank you for watching, and yeah, do let me know in the comments how you're doing. I would love to know, and what makeup you're loving as well, because you know me, always looking for recommendations. So, and if you do enjoy this video, then please do head over to my Instagram. It's at Joanna_Stora, and I will be trying to post more on there. Again, fallen off the wagon a little bit with Instagram. I would love to say hi to you over there. Let's get on with the tutorial. So I'm actually going to start with eyes because I might have a little bit of fallout with the products I'm going to use today. So I want to do a really classic gold smoky eye with a black winged liner, just because that is the look that I love pulling out this time of year. It's a really good New Year's Christmas makeup look as well, to wear around the holiday season, but also like if you're going on a nice out to a nice dinner or anything like that. It's a really fail-safe look, especially for redheads, because the gold is always going to bring out the copper and the gold in your hair. Often we also have blue eyes, and gold really complements blue eyes, so it's always a good fail-safe. I always go back to a gold smoky eye if I don't know what to wear, so that's what we're doing today. So I'm going to prime my eyelids. This is the Terre Smudge Proof Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Base. It's just the eyeshadow base that I'm currently using. Use whichever one is your preferred eyeshadow base. And I'm going to smudge it in with my fingers. I do like that this leaves a really kind of tacky base behind. It means that the eyeshadow sticks a lot better to your eye. So I'm gonna just let that set whilst I choose which matte eyeshadow I want to put through the crease, because I have found it, let me just adjust this angle. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better and you don't feel as like on a weird angle shift. I did really want to just use the e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette in the shade Nude Mood, but sometimes I struggle finding tones that are really warm in this. There are a couple of good shades in here that have a warm undertone, but as you can see, like a lot of them are quite cool toned. So I think I might use a mixture of this palette and then either the Pixie and Heart Defensor collab or the Naked Reloaded palette, just because it has more warm shadows in there. But I do want to say, like, you do not need to use the exact eyeshadows that I'm using now to create a gold smoky eyeshadow. Just find in your collection, if you have a big makeup collection already, find something in there that has similar undertones to all of the eyeshadows that I'm using. You do not need to go out and buy all of the products that I'm going to use today. Use what works for you and use what you already have in your collection if you can. These are classic shades that a lot of different palettes have versions of. So I do really like this eyeshadow palette because it's just so affordable and it has such a good range of mattes. So I'm gonna start by using it, and then if I need to add something in, we can. They don't have any shade names, but I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. In the pan, it looks a little bit kind of peachy, dusky pink, but it doesn't come off like that on my lid, at least. It's more of a warm brown on me. I don't know why it looks different in the pan. I do really like this swept all over the lid for a one and done eyeshadow as well. I really like this shade. I want to try and keep my eyelid bare so I can show you the full pigmentation of the gold that I'm going to use. So I am going to, just to add a little bit more of that kind of orangey warmth to this, I'm going to go in with Boundaries, which is one of my favourite warm brown shades. Again, use any shade that you like that has a similar kind of undertone. Then I'm just gonna take this big fluffy brush and go back into my e.l.f. palette and take the lightest kind of fleshy coloured shade and just kind of tidy up the top of that brow bone, just to make it look a bit cleaner. So the gold that I'm going to be using is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in the shade Foil. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you will probably have seen how beautiful this is already, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I did get this as part of their Christmas trio, but you can buy it separately if you want. And I'm going to just press this all over the lid. These are eyeshadow toppers, but what I love about this foil shade is that you can build it up to complete opacity, or you can just press it over an eyeshadow and give a little bit of a gold shimmer. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but that right there is not like completely opaque. You can, if you're close up, you can see some of the skin underneath, but the more you press onto it, the more opaque this shade becomes. It is absolutely beautiful. My fingers don't fit on my eyelids very well, so I have to be a little bit careful and precise and just go in gently. I try to keep it as close to the lash line so that I'm not going up into my crease and like messing up all of the eyeshadow back there, because I want it to have a really, really gold foiled pop on the lid, but I don't want it to get super messy in the crease and come up into that area. What I love about this as well is because it is like a cream formula. Once it sets down, it is not budging anywhere. You do get some fallout when you initially apply, which is why I applied before putting any of my base products on, but after it's dried, yeah, it's really, really, really smudge proof and very long lasting. So I'm gonna go back in with that Boundaries shade from the Naked Reloaded palette. That was the really warm brown, and very, very lightly blend. So I'm gonna do the other eye, and then I'll be back. So then I'm gonna go back into my e.l.f. palette, and I'm going to take a dark brown shade. I'm gonna take this one right here. Just add some depth to the outer corner with this. Again, I'm not being super precise because I'm lazy. So I take a really small, almost like a pencil brush, and just kind of press it where I want it, and then I will blend with the original brush that I used in the crease. I'm not taking any extra on my brush. I'm just gonna press Feather Light here and blend those shades together. what should I do? Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of this shade on the end of the Naked Reloaded called Blur. And I'm just going to put that right at the top because I feel like it's getting a little bit muddy up there. And I think this will pull the shades together a little bit. Yep, that's all I'm gonna do. So that's my eyeshadow done. I'm just gonna add some winged liner, and for that I'm using the LA Splash Cosmetics Art-Ki-Tect Waterproof Slim Eyeliner. It just looks like this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this on camera. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna try and do the other side and make them match. And for that I'm gonna do it off camera because it's gonna be stressful. I feel like my eyeliner is not the same on both eyelids, but hopefully it won't notice after I have put mascara on. So I'm going to do my base now. I'm gonna be using the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. I absolutely love this primer. It's the only primer I've used that I can remember where I've actually noticed a difference in it keeping my makeup in place and like not sliding off my face, like certainly in the last year or two anyway. So yeah, whenever I use this primer, I'll be like touching my face throughout the day, as I always do. Like makeup doesn't come off my face in the same way that it would if I wasn't wearing this. So I'm just gonna let that sink in a little bit. And then for foundation, I'm actually going to mix the Ciate Extraordinary Foundation with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Foundation. I am in the shade 101N for this one, and for the Makeup Revolution one, I'm in F2. The reason that I'm mixing them is the foundations have quite a similar kind of finish, but this one is a little bit thicker and a bit more satin, and this one is a bit more dewy and hydrating, kind of like wet looking. Mixed together, they're kind of like a really nice combination. So I'm gonna take about half a pump of each. They are probably like medium to full coverage on their own, but when mixed, I would say that they're more full coverage. I don't know if anything is ever completely full coverage, or like everyone has different versions of full coverage, but for me they're certainly extremely full coverage because I tend to go in with like a light to medium. But yeah, you know, we're doing makeup today, so we're gonna go full. I'm gonna blend it with this kind of angled brush. This is a Luxie 504. Definitely takes a while to kind of work this foundation or this combination of foundations into the skin, because they are fuller coverage. I find whenever you use something that's got more coverage, you have to spend a bit longer blending it to make it a bit more one with your skin. So I'm going to put a little bit of under eye corrector. I'm using the NYX Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Light. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. I'm just gonna press over the concealer with my fingers because I find that a brush doesn't always mesh it in enough. This is not the kind of makeup I would wear on an everyday basis, just so you know. If you would like to see what I would wear on an everyday basis, because it takes me probably less than 5 minutes to do my makeup on a normal working day, then do let me know down below, because yeah, this is like this is not, this is not something that I would wear for anything other than a special occasion, because as I said, I'm a lazy person. So I'm gonna set that with some of the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just going to concentrate it under my eyes first and then lightly go over my whole face. I do definitely think if you're using this, you are gonna need to set your face. It's so dewy, even mixed with this one. This one, I don't always set my face, or I might just set under my eyes and not the rest of my face, but with the Makeup Revolution, it's dewy. Like, yeah, definitely benefits from having a nice setting powder on top. Okay, so let's go in with bronzer. I'm going to be using the Milani Dolce Baked Bronzer, and I'm going to just warm everything up. The nice thing about this bronzer is it's really difficult to go heavy with it. So you can like really layer it up and it's not gonna look like you've gone too far. For an evening blush lately, I've really been enjoying the Melt Honeythief one again. I got this last year and, whoa, got something in my eye. Yeah, I got this last year. It is a little bit more pigmented, so I tend not to wear it in the day, but I think in the evening, it gives a really, really pretty flush. It's kind of got those terracotta undertones as well. I always put too much on, so I'm just gonna go over with my powder blush and kind of mesh it in a little bit. For highlighter, I'm gonna use my favorite at the moment, the Milk Flex highlighter in the shade Lit. And I personally prefer how this goes on without a brush. If I don't have a wet beauty blender, then I will literally just swirl my finger in it, rub them together like I would with a cream, and go like that. And I think it gives a really, really pretty, more blended look than if you were to use a brush. It doesn't look so fake and it meshes it in with your skin a lot better. Really, really like that highlight. And I'm going to tightline my upper waterline. This is the Fior Minerals, I think it's called Brown Sugar eyeliner, but just take any eyeliner you like, either brown or black, whatever works for you. So then underneath my lash line, on my bottom lashes, I think I'm going to take some of that kind of lighter tan shade on the end here called Blur, and just run that under. I don't want it to be too defined under there. I just want a little bit of shadow. So that's what I'm gonna use. And I don't really want to highlight the inner corner, but I do want to just brighten it a little bit. So I'm gonna take a matte, light, sort of skin colored shade. What should I go for? I'm gonna go for the e.l.f. one that I used earlier, which is this one on the end. And I'm just gonna put that right in my inner corner, just to kind of almost like make sure it looks clean. Because I feel like some of that brown eyeshadow is kind of smudged into the inner corner a little bit. For brows, I'm going to do that off camera, and I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel in the shade Blonde, and I'll see you in a sec. And then for mascara, I'm going to use the Ilia mascara. I absolutely love it. It's really, really black, really lengthening and volumizing at the same time. So I just zoomed you in to do my lips, and I'm going to be using the Nabla Rosy Magnolia lip pencil, followed by the Makeup Revolution Creme lipstick in the shade Fling. I really love this colour for autumn. I think it's so pretty and a really nice formula actually as well. If you like the NYX liquid lipsticks, I think you will really like this formula. It's very comfortable to wear. It doesn't feel super drying. I hate liquid lipsticks that feel really drying. This one doesn't, but it's more of a satin finish, so it does transfer. It's not like completely matte, but I prefer that. And then actually my preferred way to wear this lipstick is to actually blot it. So I kind of wait for it to semi-dry and then I blot it down with a tissue because I think that it just looks a little bit more natural then. I find that it can kind of sit on top of the lips and look a little bit stark, like not mesh properly. It probably looks okay on camera because everything, you know, when you wear more makeup on camera, it looks better than when you wear less makeup on camera, but in real life, I think it looks better when it's blotted down. I just take a tissue and that is the finished look. So I really hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, found it useful. If you are wondering how to wear the Hourglass Scattered Light shadows, then hopefully this was a helpful tutorial. I think this would be such a nice Christmas makeup as well if you were to pair it with like a bold red lip or something like that, make it a little bit more festive, or pair it back with a really nude, then that would look really pretty as well, like a nude gloss. And yeah, just those kinds of vibes. I think it would go really well, and that's it. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.